Hello everyone. Today is December 1st, 2025, and here is the news that you can use. The big picture today is that AI is colliding with policy, infrastructure, and security all at once. Congress is fighting over who should set AI rules. States are writing sector-specific guardrails. AI data centers are sparking local revolts. At the same time, we have fresh cyber risks from industrial control systems to mobile banking, and a new mega breach in e-commerce that should get every board's attention. We begin with Congress and the annual defense policy bill. House leaders are exploring whether to tuck language into the National Defense Authorization Act that would block or sharply limit state AI laws. That push comes as dozens of state attorneys general and members of Congress have gone on record opposing preemption and defending state authority to protect their residents. For technology and risk leaders, this is a flashing yellow light. Your AI compliance roadmap could shift from a patchwork of state rules to a more centralized federal regime, or it could get stuck in limbo if these provisions ignite a broader fight. Now is the time to map which of your high-risk AI uses depend on state-level rules and which assumptions would break if those rules were frozen or overridden. Staying with AI policy, Virginia is quietly drawing up one of the first sector-specific frameworks for clinical AI. The state's Joint Commission on Technology and Science has endorsed a package of recommendations for bills in the 2026 session. They would require hospitals and health systems to put internal standards around clinical AI tools, keep humans firmly in the loop on care decisions, and increase transparency about how patient data is used. For healthcare executives, this is a preview of what is coming elsewhere. Even if you never operate in Virginia, you can borrow this structure right now. Make sure every clinical AI tool has a named owner, a documented validation process, clear disclosure language for patients, and a playbook for when a human needs to override the model. Turning to infrastructure, AI data centers are running into a political buzzsaw. In rural Pennsylvania, hundreds of residents, many of them strong supporters of the current administration, have packed public meetings to oppose a massive new data center complex and rezoning request. Their concerns are familiar: loss of farmland, heavy water consumption, higher power bills, and the feeling that the benefits of AI infrastructure flow elsewhere while the local community absorbs the impact. At the same time, research from Data Center Watch shows that tens of billions of dollars in U.S. data center projects have been blocked or delayed over the last 2 years, due in part to local opposition. For CIOs and CTOs, the message is simple. Do not treat hyperscaler roadmaps as guaranteed. When you plan for new AI workloads, build scenarios where data center capacity, power availability, or local permits slip by years, and diversify across regions wherever possible. Because it is Monday, we spotlight an AI market maker, a company that signals where operating models are heading. Today's focus is AidKit, a public benefit corporation that just won a major Globee Award for Best Use of Artificial Intelligence. AidKit's platform helps governments and nonprofits run cash assistance and benefits programs. It uses AI to streamline eligibility checks, detect fraud patterns, and move money faster to people affected by disasters or economic shocks. For public sector CIOs and nonprofit leaders, AidKit shows what an AI-native operation looks like. The technology is embedded in the entire benefits lifecycle, but humans still make the hard calls and set the rules. If you are modernizing benefits or grants, this is the pattern to copy. Automate the paperwork and pattern recognition while keeping governance, ethics, and appeals in human hands. Shifting to cybersecurity in the physical world, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has just added a vulnerability in the OpenPLC SCADA BR stack to its known exploited vulnerabilities, or KE5 catalog. The flaw, known as C5E2021-26829, is a cross-site scripting issue that lets attackers inject malicious code through a settings page. Hacktivists recently used it to deface what they believed was a live industrial control system, turning off logs and alarms in the process. It turned out to be a honeypot, but the lesson is serious. If you run operational technology, or OT, you cannot treat lab, demo, or test systems as disposable. They still need segmentation, monitoring, and patching aligned to the KE5 list. Ask your teams this week whether any open source or legacy web consoles in your control environment map to that catalog and what the remediation timeline is. Our next security story moves to the device in your customer's pocket. Researchers have documented a new Android malware family called Alberiox, sold as malware as a service and aimed squarely at banking and crypto applications. Unlike traditional banking Trojans that simply steal credentials or intercept text messages, Alberiox goes after full-on device fraud. It abuses accessibility services to see and control the screen, layers fake interfaces over legitimate apps, and lets attackers perform real-time transactions as if they were the user. For CISOs in financial services and any company that relies on mobile apps for payments and identity, this is a call to upgrade your fraud model. Assume some percentage of customer devices are fully compromised. Combine device intelligence, behavioral analytics, and step-up verification for risky actions, and update your customer security messaging to emphasize keeping Android devices clean and up to date. We close with a reminder that large-scale data breaches are still a core business risk, especially when regulators are watching. South Korean e-commerce leader Coupang has disclosed that attackers accessed personal data for nearly 34 million customers over several months. The exposed information includes names, contact details, shipping addresses, and some order history, though payment data and passwords are reportedly unaffected. Authorities are investigating whether a former employee's authentication key was misused and whether the company met its obligations on monitoring and disclosure. For any digital commerce or marketplace operator, the parallels are obvious. Long-dwell access in complex cloud environments is hard to spot, but regulators and customers are losing patience with delayed or vague notifications. Take this as a prompt to retest your detection coverage for bulk data access. Rehearse your incident communication plan, and verify that your former employee offboarding process truly closes every technical backdoor. That is the rundown for today. Taken together, these stories show AI moving deeper into policy, infrastructure, and operations while expanding your attack surface. The through line is governance. Whether you are litigating AI rules, building data centers, modernizing benefits, or defending mobile apps, you need clear decision rights, traceability, and a realistic view of how humans and AI share the work. That is the exchange for today. Remember, inspect what you expect. If you are interested in how this newscast is created or want more information about how to be a part of it, contact podcasts@matora-solutions.com. That is podcast with an S at matorasolutions.com.